Most people assume that Eastern and Western Christianity share the same values. At first glance, that may be true. But once you look at politics, economics, and history, I believe a deep divergence appears. And that divergence starts with theology, or as I call it, divine politics. So I would love it if you hear me out. In the West, shaped by Catholic theology and later Protestant traditions, political systems are extremely stable. Take the United States. Presidents come and go. Democrats replace Republicans. Republicans replace Democrats. People criticize governments openly. And that only happens in the West. Yet, the structure itself survives. Is that accidental? I don't believe it is. In Western Latin Trinitarian theology, God is understood as one substance, and unity of persons is preserved through order, law, and structure. So, we have the idea of one substance, producing the idea of individualism, and then we have order, law, and structure. Well, we see that all around us in the West, and it works. That way of thinking didn't simply stay in church theology. It shaped politics, it shaped businesses, economics, and history for a millennia. The West learned to trust institutions over individuals, even though individuals have to be personally responsible enough to run those institutions. So, law matters more than personalities. Offices matter more than people. Rules outlast rulers. That's why Western economics and businesses simply rely on contracts. They work. Why political systems survive leadership changes. Why structure is trusted, even when leaders fail or we don't like them. Think about it. If you are a Democrat, all you're doing is waiting to win the next election because you trust that you will get that chance. This is theology of politics in action. Now, let's look at the East. Eastern Christianity, shaped by Orthodox theology and historically rooted in Byzantium, starts from a different place. Here, God is understood as communion first. God is relationship itself. So, what does it look like politically? It produces societies where relationships matter more than structures. Look at modern Russia. Political power is highly personalized. It's Putin's Russia, and it's different. Loyalty to a leader matters more than loyalty to institution. If the central leader disappears, the system often doesn't just continue unchanged. It reorganizes. Again, just look at how many times modern Russia has changed. A superpower. From Gorbachev to Yeltsin to Putin, 3 different Russias. That pattern didn't start with modern politics. It goes back centuries. Even during the communist iron grip era, laws existed mostly on paper, but real outcomes depended on who you knew. That's not just cultural, that's theological. If reality is communion first, then relationships carry weight and authority, more so than in the West. It's not like the West does not know the weight of personal relationships. We just put less weight on it. We chase jobs, not stable family structures. This also explains why each side struggles with the other's model. In the West, building genuine communal systems is extremely hard. Even social democrats who push for collective rights still use deeply individualistic language like my body, my choice, and they mean it. That's substance first thinking where the individual needs to always come first. That pesky Western theology. In the East, the opposite struggle appears. When leadership is good, societies can move forward very fast, united around one person. But when leadership is bad, corruption spreads just as quickly. That's why corruption remains a problem to this day, regardless of how many laws exist in the East. Because laws are secondary to relationships. So the bigger the society, the harder it is to control it from the top. Here's a simple example. In the United States, we take conflict of interest laws very seriously. We hate it when politicians profit from insider information. That instinct flows from Western theology. Laws must restrain individuals. Structure must limit power or balance it. In the East, conflict of interest is often viewed differently. It's not automatically immoral. It's an opportunity to navigate relationships, for good or for bad. Two different theologies naturally producing divergent economies and values. So when we talk about politics or economics, we're never just talking about policy. We're talking about theology in practical life. The West subconsciously trusts structure, law, and individual rights. The East subconsciously trusts persons, relationships, loyalty over structure. These instincts were not invented by government. They are inherited from how each tradition began to understand God, unity, and reality itself. So learning about theology of economics and politics can reveal very deep insights about theology itself, where theology takes a person and makes him pay attention and prioritize certain elements of reality to the point of political and economical divergence. This, in my opinion, is worth contemplating about. East may need more structure and West may need more soul, but that's for you to decide.